Be careful. Someone is trying to remove you from their life using a dirty trick, and don't scroll, because the moment your eyes landed on this message, something in your spirit stirred, almost like your intuition whispered, "Pay attention, this is for you, and listen to this because your heart needs this right now." There is someone in your life, someone whose energy once felt familiar, comforting, maybe even soulmate connected, who has been trying to quietly distance themselves from you using a tactic so subtle, so emotionally manipulative, that you almost blamed yourself for the shift. But the universe isn't letting you walk in confusion anymore. This message is for you, because you've been sensing the emotional coldness, the sudden silence, the mixed signals that feel like they're being poured into your life on purpose, and yet, at the same time, you feel this magnetic pull, this strange spiritual tether that tells you the story isn't over. Don't scroll, because the universe wants you to see what's really happening behind the scenes. Someone has been trying to push you away not because they don't care, but because they care more than their fear can handle, and their dirty trick is emotional avoidance, pretending they don't feel what they feel, pretending they don't miss you, pretending they don't notice your absence even though your absence has been shaking them to their core. Listen to this, because your heart needs this right now. The universe has been sending you signs, angel numbers like 111 when you're thinking about them, 555 when the energy shifts suddenly, 222 when you wonder whether the connection is mutual, and these signs are not random. They're divine alerts trying to pull your attention to the truth. Someone is struggling with the intensity of their feelings for you, and instead of stepping into vulnerability, they're stepping into withdrawal. But here's what they didn't expect. You growing stronger in your silence, brighter in your healing, calmer in your intuition. Don't scroll, this message is for you. The person pulling away has been using distance as a shield, hoping space would help them sort their emotions, but instead, it's pushing them into deeper confusion, deeper longing, deeper spiritual awakening. They thought removing you from their life would make things easier, simpler, less overwhelming, but all it's doing is making their heart restless. Listen to this, because your heart needs this right now. The universe showed the truth to someone close to them, a friend, a sibling, someone who watches them zone out, stare at their phone, replay conversations with you, and this person has already asked them questions they couldn't answer. Why are you pretending not to care when your whole energy changes every time their name comes up? Why are you pushing away the only person who brings you peace? Don't scroll, because this next part is important. The trick they used to remove you isn't working. In fact, it's collapsing. They didn't calculate how spiritually connected you two are. They didn't expect your energy to linger in their mind, in their dreams, in the little moments throughout their day. They didn't expect the universe to bring signs that remind them of you everywhere they go. A song that hits too deep, a date that matches your birthday, a stranger saying your name out of nowhere, or those moments where they keep seeing 1111 right when they almost reach for their phone to contact you. Listen to this because this message is for you. Your soulmate energy is too powerful to erase, too divine to silence, too destiny-written to be removed by a human trick. What they tried to do was emotionally detach, but instead, they activated their own spiritual awakening. Don't scroll, your heart needs this. The universe is stepping into the situation, rearranging timelines, applying pressure to their spirit, forcing them to face the truth they tried to bury. You were not meant to be pushed aside. You were meant to shift them, awaken them, challenge them, and help them grow. And now they're realizing it. Realizing the void you left, realizing the emotional peace they lost, realizing the safety in your energy that they didn't value until they felt the coldness of their own distance. Listen to this, because this message is for you. Their trick wasn't malicious, it was fear-driven. Fear of vulnerability, fear of disappointment, fear of losing control, fear of falling too deeply into something real. But the universe sees everything fear tries to hide. And the universe is preparing a moment where everything they avoided is going to rise to the surface. Don't scroll, because your heart needs to hear this. You didn't lose them. You triggered their awakening. You disrupted their emotional patterns. You became the mirror they needed but weren't ready to face. And soon, very soon, the same person who used distance as a weapon will be the same person trying to find their way back into your life, not because they want control, not because they want comfort, but because they finally understand that removing you was never the answer, acknowledging you is. And the universe is already aligning that moment. Don't scroll, because the moment you begin reading this, you'll feel why it was meant to find you right now, and listen to this because this message is for you and your heart needs this right now. The universe is revealing what the person who tried to remove you from their life is experiencing in their silence, and it's something they never expected would happen. Their dirty trick, the emotional distance, the pretending not to care, the coldness they used as a shield, is backfiring in ways they can't control. They thought stepping back from you would bring them clarity, but instead, it's creating chaos inside them. They thought ignoring their feelings would quiet their heart, but it's only making their emotions louder. They thought they could push you out of their life like flipping a switch. But what they didn't know is that destiny doesn't move according to fear, and soul connections don't disappear just because someone is scared. Don't scroll, because this next part is going to hit your spirit. The universe has been placing you in their thoughts constantly, almost aggressively. They'll be at work, and suddenly your laugh will echo in their memory. They'll be going about their day, and your name will rise in their mind without warning. They'll hear a song that shouldn't mean anything but somehow breaks them open because it reminds them of you. Listen to this, because your heart needs it. The guilt is growing inside them, the realization that they pushed away someone who genuinely cared, someone who wasn't playing games, someone who brought calm to their chaos. And now, while you're gaining strength and clarity, they're losing emotional control. Don't scroll, because the universe is not done. Someone close to them, someone who observes them without judgment, has noticed how off they've been lately. This person has noticed their mood swings, the way they freeze when something reminds them of you, the tension in their voice when they pretend you don't matter. They've even confronted them, gently but honestly, asking questions like, "Why are you hurting over someone you pushed away?" Or, "Why are you pretending you don't care when it's obvious you do?" And those questions are breaking their defenses. Listen to this, because this message is for you. Your soulmate energy is stirring something in them that they cannot outrun, a spiritual awakening. Their avoidance is forcing them to face the truth they've been denying. They're starting to realize that the reason they tried to remove you was not because you were wrong for them, but because you were right for them in a way that terrified them. Don't scroll, your heart needs this. The universe is letting you feel their emotions in waves. The heaviness you felt recently? That was their regret. The sudden sadness that hit you out of nowhere? That was their longing. The moments where you felt flooded with emotion without explanation? That was their soul reaching for yours. Because even when someone tries to push you away, a soul tie cannot be severed through silence or fear. Listen to this, because this message is for you. They are battling jealousy too, even if they don't admit it. They've been imagining someone else talking to you, noticing your light, appreciating your energy, giving you the attention they withheld, and that image terrifies them more than anything else. Their trick was supposed to give them distance, but instead it has given them fear, fear of being replaced, fear of losing you, fear of realizing too late what you were meant to be in their life. Don't scroll, because the universe is preparing something, divine pressure. The kind that forces someone to stop running. The kind that makes someone confront their heart. The kind that brings a person to the edge of truth they can no longer hide behind excuses. They're feeling it intensely, waking up with you on their mind, going to sleep with your memory lingering, seeing 111, 222, 444 every time they think about reaching out. These signs are not coincidences, they're spiritual alarms. Listen to this, because your heart needs this. They are entering the emotional breakdown stage, the moment where pride starts losing its grip and truth starts rising to the surface. They want to message you. They want to call. They want to explain themselves. But they're terrified of how you'll respond, terrified you won't want them anymore, terrified that the silence they created has changed everything. Don't scroll, because the universe is whispering into your intuition right now. You're not feeling this shift for no reason. Their energy is leaning toward you again. Their heart is reaching across the distance. Their soul is waking up. And soon, very soon, the pressure inside them will become too heavy to ignore. They will break the silence, not because of guilt, but because destiny will no longer allow them to run from what was meant to awaken them. Listen to this, because this message is for you. Their trick didn't remove you. It revealed you. It revealed your worth. It revealed your impact. And now the universe is revealing them, to themselves. Don't scroll, because what I'm about to tell you will explain every strange feeling you've had lately, and listen to this carefully because this message is for you and your heart needs this right now. The person who tried to remove you from their life using subtle manipulation, silence, or emotional distance is now experiencing the very consequences they never thought would hit them this hard. And the universe is showing you they're unraveling in ways you're feeling energetically. While they thought stepping back would give them control, clarity, or some kind of emotional advantage, what they're discovering now is that losing access to your energy has left a void so deep it's beginning to scare them. They're realizing that your presence was grounding them in ways they didn't appreciate at the time, and now they're stumbling through their own emotions trying to figure out why they feel so disconnected from themselves. Don't scroll. Your heart needs this next part. Lately, they've been trying to distract themselves, throwing their attention into work, friendships, conversations, social media, anything and everything to avoid thinking about you, but the universe refuses to let your memory leave them. Every distraction falls flat. Every attempt to feel fine collapses. Every time they try to convince themselves they made the right choice, something inside them tightens, like their spirit is tugging them back toward the truth. Listen to this, because this message is for you. They're beginning to realize that the dirty trick they used to distance themselves from you has turned into their own emotional downfall. They tried to test your loyalty, your patience, your love, or your stability, and you responded not with chaos, not with fear, but with strength, silence, and self-worth, and that shocked them. Your reaction wasn't what they expected. They thought you would chase them. They thought you would panic. They thought you would beg for clarity. Instead, you held your peace, you held your dignity, and that's when their minds started breaking open. Don't scroll, because this next part will hit your intuition. Your strength triggered their awakening. It showed them that you weren't dependent on them. It showed them you were whole on your own. It showed them your love came from authenticity, not desperation. And now, because of that, their heart is doing something they cannot control. It's remembering you in every quiet moment. Late at night, when the world calms down and their mind can no longer outrun their emotions, that's when you hit them hardest. They lie in bed replaying the last conversations with you, analyzing the tone of your voice, the softness in your words, the calm way you handled everything. They wonder if they misjudged you. They wonder if they messed up something the universe placed in their life on purpose. They wonder if you've already moved on. Listen to this, because this message is for you. They're seeing angel numbers constantly, 222 when they think of balance with you, 1111 when they wonder if they should reach out, 444 when they feel lost and need spiritual protection. These are signs screaming at them that the connection they walked away from wasn't random. It wasn't temporary. It wasn't replaceable. And now they feel spiritually cornered by their own emotions. Don't scroll, your heart needs what comes next. A trusted friend or family member has noticed their shift and said something that hit them hard. This person pointed out how distant they've become, how unfocused they seem, how their energy dips every time something reminds them of you. They were even asked directly, "Why don't you just talk to them? Why are you pretending you don't care?" And hearing that made their chest tighten because deep down they know exactly why. They're scared. Scared of admitting they were wrong. Scared of apologizing. Scared of opening their heart only to find out your silence means closure, not patience. Listen to this, because this message is for you. The universe is showing them the consequences of their fear. The dreams they've been having about you have become more vivid, more emotional, more symbolic. Dreams where you walk away. Dreams where they try to speak but can't reach you. Dreams where you look at them with disappointment or calm indifference. These dreams are shaking them awake because they feel like warnings. If you don't act now, you'll lose them forever. Don't scroll, because the universe needs you to hear this. They are reaching their emotional breaking point. The silence they thought would protect them is now suffocating them. The space they created is now haunting them. The distance they believed would bring clarity is now making them question everything. And what terrifies them most isn't whether you're angry. It's the possibility that you're healing without them. That you're finding peace without them. That you're learning to live without what you once hoped for with them. Listen to this, because your heart needs it. Your power in this moment is shocking them. Your silence is teaching them a lesson their ego refused to learn. Your strength is forcing them to confront the truth they kept running from. You were never the problem. You were the blessing. And now, the universe is aligning their emotions, their dreams, their intuition, and even their fear to guide them toward one inevitable moment. The moment they break their silence. Don't scroll, because destiny is moving, faster than you think. They're closer than ever to reaching out, to confessing, to explaining, to revealing the feelings they tried to suppress. And when that moment comes, it won't be casual. It won't be half-hearted. It will be emotional, vulnerable, and powerful, because they're realizing that the person they tried to remove is the person their soul refuses to forget. Don't scroll, because what I'm about to reveal is going to connect every emotional shift you've felt in the last few days, and listen to this carefully because this message is for you and your heart needs this right now. The universe is pulling back the curtain on what's happening inside the person who tried to remove you from their life, and the truth is far more intense than you realize. They thought distancing themselves would bring control, but instead it has thrown them into emotional chaos, and every single day they feel the consequences more deeply. The silence they created is now echoing inside their own mind, reminding them of every moment they pushed away, every word they didn't say, every feeling they hid behind pride or fear. They thought you would crumble, but instead you rose into yourself, and that shift has stunned them. Don't scroll, because this next part will hit your spirit. While you've been healing, they've been unraveling. While you've been finding peace, they've been sinking into confusion. While you've been reconnecting with your own worth, they've been losing touch with theirs. Again and again, the universe keeps placing signs in front of them that point back to you, the recurring angel numbers 111, 222, 555, the sudden emotional waves that hit them out of nowhere, the memories that resurface when they least expect it. Listen to this, because this message is for you. They're being spiritually pushed to face their own behavior, their own mistakes, their own fear of losing someone who actually mattered. And now someone close to them has said something that cracked open a truth they've been trying to avoid. You're hurting because you miss them. So what are you going to do about it? That question shook them. It forced them to stop pretending. It forced them to confront the fact that the distance they created is now the distance they hate. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this. They've been having dreams about you again, vivid ones, emotional ones, dreams where they try to reach out but you're already walking away, dreams where you speak but they can't hear your voice, dreams where they finally understand what losing you would actually feel like. They wake up breathless, shaken, and overwhelmed because the dreams feel like warnings, like the universe is telling them, this is what happens if you don't fix what you broke. And now their fear is shifting into urgency. Listen to this, every day they're growing more afraid that your silence means you're moving forward without them. They're terrified that someone else is stepping in, someone who sees your worth clearly, someone who doesn't run from you, someone who doesn't hesitate. They picture you laughing with someone new, and it destroys them. They imagine someone else appreciating the parts of you they once took for granted, and it sends a jolt through their chest. Don't scroll, because what comes next is important. They are closer now than ever to breaking, closer to reaching out, closer to choosing vulnerability over pride. They're rehearsing what they want to say, going over it again and again, trying to find the courage to bring the truth out of their chest. They think about sending a long message, then delete it. They think about calling, then panic. They think about showing up, then doubt themselves. But through all of this, one truth keeps rising inside them like a tidal wave: they don't want to lose you. Listen to this, because your heart needs to hear it. The universe is pushing them toward a moment of emotional breakthrough. Their soul is tired of hiding. Their heart is tired of silence. Their intuition is tired of being ignored. And now signs are intensifying. Every time they think about you, they see the clock hit 11:11. Every time they consider giving up, 444 appears. Every time they feel overwhelmed, 222 calms them. These signs are pointing them toward one inevitable conclusion: you weren't meant to be removed. You were meant to be realized. Don't scroll, because destiny is moving. They're beginning to understand that what they ran from wasn't danger, it was depth. What they feared wasn't you, it was how much they felt. What they avoided wasn't pain, it was vulnerability. And now, because your silence has forced them to confront all of this, they are preparing to step into a version of themselves they've been too scared to become. Listen to this. They're imagining the moment you respond, imagining hearing your voice, imagining seeing your name light up their screen again. Those thoughts bring them more peace than anything else right now. Your energy has become their compass, your memory their anchor, your silence their greatest teacher. Don't scroll, because this message is for you. They didn't expect their plan to backfire, but it did. They didn't expect their trick to expose them, but it has. They didn't expect losing you to feel like losing a part of themselves, but that's exactly what's happening. And very soon, they will reach a point where staying silent is no longer possible. The pressure inside them is rising. The longing is intensifying. The fear of losing you is consuming them. And destiny is guiding them to a moment where they finally decide, I have to speak my truth before it's too late. Don't scroll, because what I'm about to tell you is the part of the story the universe has been waiting for you to hear, and listen to this carefully because this message is for you and your heart needs this right now. The emotional pressure building inside the person who tried to remove you from their life has reached the point where it's no longer manageable, no longer ignorable, no longer something they can hide behind excuses or pretend away. Their dirty trick, their attempt to distance themselves, to protect their heart, to test your loyalty or your patience, has turned into the exact thing that exposed their own wounds, their own unhealed fears, their own spiritual immaturity, and now they're paying the price emotionally in a way they never expected. All those days they spent pretending they were fine without you? They're crumbling now. All those moments they acted indifferent? Those moments haunt them. All the silence they used as a shield? It's now their punishment. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this. They're starting to realize that the version of you they tried to push away was the version they needed the most. They're remembering your kindness in moments when life feels cold. They're remembering your understanding when everything around them feels complicated. They're remembering your energy when their world feels heavy. And now, their own heart is betraying the plan they thought they could follow. Listen to this, because this message is for you. The universe is intensifying their emotional awareness. They're becoming more sensitive, more reflective, more vulnerable than ever before. They're noticing details they ignored before, the way they felt relaxed around you, the way you made things feel safe, the way your presence gave them a sense of home they didn't know they were starving for. And because of that realization, jealousy has begun creeping into their spirit. They're terrified you might be giving your love, your time, your attention to someone who actually knows how to appreciate it. They're imagining you smiling at someone else, and their chest tightens. They're imagining someone else listening to your heart, and their stomach drops. They're imagining someone else standing where they should have stood, and it shakes them to their core. Don't scroll. Your heart needs what comes next. They've been talking to someone close, someone they trust, and this person told them something that hit so deeply it's been echoing in their mind. If you don't fix this, you're going to lose them forever. That sentence has been haunting them, replaying in their thoughts at random moments, creating waves of panic and urgency they can't control. They've been quieter than usual, softer, distracted, emotionally overwhelmed, and the people around them have started noticing. They're zoning out, staring at their phone, overthinking every scenario where they reach out to you. Listen to this, because this message is for you. They're battling fear and longing at the same time. Fear of rejection, fear of messing up again, fear of not being enough, but longing for your voice, longing for your presence, longing for the peace you bring into their soul. Their dreams are getting stronger too, dreams where they reach for you but can't touch you, dreams where you walk away, dreams where you look at them with disappointment or sadness. These dreams feel like spiritual warnings, like the universe is telling them, you're running out of time. Don't scroll. The universe needs you to hear this. Their intuition is louder than ever, pushing them toward you, nudging them to take action, reminding them that losing you would be the biggest regret of their life. They're seeing angel numbers constantly, 111 when they think about messaging you, 222 when they wonder if the connection is still mutual, 333 when they question their next step, and 555 when they feel a shift coming. These signs are aligning perfectly, guiding them toward a moment they won't be able to avoid. Listen to this, they're practicing what they want to say, over and over, rewriting messages, picturing conversations, imagining your reaction. They're terrified, but they're more terrified of silence, more terrified of never hearing from you again, more terrified of living with the regret of what they didn't say. And now the emotional weight is pushing them toward action. Don't scroll. Because destiny is preparing something. The universe is creating openings, aligning circumstances, stirring their emotions, breaking down their pride. They're reaching the point where their heart is louder than their fear. They're reaching the point where holding back is becoming painful. They're reaching the point where not speaking feels like losing you for good. Listen to this, because this message is for you. They're closer than ever to reaching out. Closer to apologizing. Closer to confessing. Closer to admitting that removing you from their life was the biggest mistake they ever made. They're standing on the edge of vulnerability, and the next step they take will change everything. Don't scroll, your heart needs to know this. The silence is about to break, not by accident, not by coincidence, but by divine intervention, because the universe is pulling them toward the truth they've been scared to face. They were never meant to lose you. Don't scroll, because what's unfolding right now behind the scenes is reaching a level of spiritual intensity the universe has been preparing you for, and listen to this carefully because this message is for you and your heart needs this right now. The person who tried to remove you from their life using that quiet, subtle, almost manipulative trick is now facing the emotional consequences of their own actions. And the universe is not letting them escape from the truth any longer. Their mind is restless. Their spirit is agitated. Their heart is in a state of spiritual and emotional conflict so intense that even people around them can feel the shift in their energy. They're waking up in the middle of the night with a heaviness they can't explain, a pressure in their chest, a sudden panic as if they've made a mistake they can no longer undo. Don't scroll, because your heart needs to hear this. The universe is showing them signs every single day, signs that point directly back to you. Angel numbers like 111 reminding them of the truth they've been avoiding, 222 nudging them about the balance they destroyed and now crave again, 444 reassuring them that the connection was spiritually protected all along, and 555 pushing them toward the change they've been resisting. Every sign hits them like a spiritual alarm bell. Every synchronicity pulls your energy into their thoughts. Every quiet moment reminds them of what they lost when they tried to distance themselves. Listen to this, they can't outrun the connection anymore. They've tried throwing themselves into work, into distractions, into conversations that feel empty, into relationships that feel temporary, but nothing fills the void your absence created. Nothing replaces the peace you brought. Nothing matches the emotional and spiritual alignment they felt when your presence was part of their world. Don't scroll, because what comes next is important. They're starting to realize they didn't push away a problem. They pushed away their blessing. They pushed away someone who genuinely cared. They pushed away the one soul who saw them, understood them, and loved them in a way their spirit wasn't ready to receive. And now, karma is stepping in. Not as punishment, but as awakening. They're remembering moments they took for granted. They're replaying conversations where you tried to get closer but they stayed guarded. They're thinking about the times you reached out while they kept themselves distant. And that realization is hitting them harder each day. Listen to this, because this message is for you. Someone in their life recently called them out, someone who sees the truth they've been trying to hide. They noticed the sadness in their voice when your name came up. They noticed the shift in their energy. They noticed the regret in their eyes. And they told them something that cracked open the fear they've been hiding behind. You're losing them, and it's your fault. Those words shook them. Those words exposed what they didn't want to admit. Those words unlocked emotions that have been buried for months. Don't scroll, your heart needs this. They're starting to feel protective over you in ways they never allowed themselves to before. They're imagining someone else talking to you, someone else appreciating you, someone else holding the space they abandoned, and the jealousy rising inside them is turning into full-blown emotional urgency. They can't stand the thought of another person stepping into the place they once neglected. They can't handle the possibility that your heart might open for someone who actually knows how to treat you. They're realizing that the distance they created is now their biggest fear. Listen to this, they're daydreaming about reaching out to you. Their fingers hover over your name in their phone. They type messages, delete them, rewrite them, delete them again. They practice what they want to say in their head, but every version feels too vulnerable, too emotional, too revealing. They're scared, but they're also desperate. They're imagining the sound of your voice again, the calm you bring, the connection they didn't value until it was almost gone. Don't scroll. This message is for you because something big is coming. The universe has been pushing them through signs, through dreams, through emotional breakdowns, through sudden waves of clarity. Their soul is awakening to the truth they tried to bury. Their intuition is guiding them toward you. Their heart is louder than their fear. They're imagining a conversation where they finally take responsibility, where they apologize, where they admit the game they played, the trick they used, the feelings they hid, the vulnerability they feared. And the closer they get to this emotional breaking point, the more intense the pull toward you becomes. Listen to this, your energy has been calling them, whether you realize it or not. The silence between you isn't empty. It's charged. It's full. It's loud. It's like your soul is whispering to theirs, if you want this, you have to show up. And now they feel that pressure, that divine nudge, that spiritual push. Don't scroll, because you need to hear this, the moment of breakthrough is approaching. They're reaching the emotional limit where pride collapses. They're reaching the point where they'd rather risk rejection than live with the regret of doing nothing. They're realizing that losing you would feel like losing a future they didn't know they were building until it slipped out of their hands. And soon, sooner than you expect, they will take the step they've been terrified to take. Not because they're ready, but because destiny won't let them run anymore. Don't scroll, because what I'm about to tell you is the final piece of the message your spirit has been waiting for, and listen closely because this message is for you and your heart needs this right now. The moment everything has been building toward is approaching faster than you realize, and the person who tried to remove you from their life using that subtle, calculated trick is now standing at the crossroads of fate, trembling with the weight of the choice they must make, a choice the universe is no longer allowing them to delay. Their emotions have reached a boiling point. Their silence is collapsing. Their pride is losing power. Their fear is dissolving under the pressure of divine intervention. They've been pacing through their days like someone who's lost something priceless, something irreplaceable, something their soul keeps screaming for no matter how hard they try to pretend otherwise. And every sign the universe sends them pulls your energy closer, tighter, louder. 111 reminding them that thoughts manifest reality, 222 urging reconciliation and balance, 444 surrounding the connection with spiritual protection, 555 pushing them to embrace change instead of resisting it. Don't scroll, your heart needs this. They've been dreaming of you more intensely than ever. Dreams where they see you walking away and feel their heart drop, dreams where they try to call your name but you fade into light, dreams where they confess everything they've been holding back and wake up with tears in their eyes because it felt real, too real. Their soul knows this connection isn't finished. Their intuition knows they can't run anymore. Their heart knows you were never the problem, you were the mirror that revealed their unhealed wounds. Listen to this, because this message is for you. The universe has orchestrated a powerful internal shift inside them. They're replaying every moment you were patient, every moment you showed love, every moment you stayed soft even when they were guarded. And the guilt? It's hitting them like a tidal wave. The regret? It's heavy on their chest. The longing? It's unbearable. They're realizing that the dirty trick they used to distance themselves didn't remove you, it exposed them. It revealed how terrified they were of losing someone who mattered more than they were ready to admit. It showed them how deeply this connection had rooted itself in their spirit. Don't scroll, there's more your heart needs right now. Someone close to them has recently pushed them toward the truth, telling them plainly, you're losing the best thing you ever had. And those words cracked their armor. For the first time, they saw themselves clearly. The fear, the hesitation, the pride, and the self-sabotage. And now they're sitting with the painful realization that they weren't protecting their heart, they were destroying their future. Listen to this, they've been watching you quietly, noticing your energy shift, noticing your silence, noticing your strength, and it scares them in a way nothing ever has. They're afraid you've outgrown them. They're afraid someone else is stepping into your life. They're afraid they pushed you too far. They're afraid you won't feel the same when they finally gather the courage to reach out. But that fear is no longer stopping them, it's motivating them. Don't scroll, because this is the part destiny needs you to understand. The universe has boxed them into a corner, not to punish them, but to awaken them. Everywhere they turn, they feel your presence. Every quiet moment whispers your name. Every moment of exhaustion or loneliness brings back the warmth you once gave freely. They feel spiritually exposed, emotionally raw, and intuitively pulled toward you in a way they can't shut off anymore. They're imagining the moment they finally reach out, imagining their thumb hovering over the send button, imagining their voice shaking as they speak the truth, imagining confessing everything they hid, the feelings, the fear, the reasons they tried to remove you from their life. Listen to this, your heart needs to hear it. They're preparing for the most vulnerable version of themselves you've ever seen. Not the guarded version. Not the distant version. Not the fearful version. But the awakened version. The version who finally understands that real connections don't come twice. The version who knows that losing you would break them in a way they may never recover from. Don't scroll, the universe is aligning something monumental. A moment, a message, a breakthrough that will feel divinely timed. They are closer than ever to reaching out. Closer to apologizing. Closer to taking accountability. Closer to stepping out of fear and into truth. Their spirit is restless. Their heart is loud. Their intuition is insistent. And soon, sooner than you expect, they will take the step that transforms the entire dynamic between you. Listen to this, because this final message is for you. The silence is almost over, the breakthrough is almost here, and the universe is preparing you for the moment where everything you felt intuitively becomes undeniable reality. They are coming forward, because destiny won't let them lose you.